Hello and welcome back to Uniting Wizards, coming to you with the latest and greatest about Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Make sure you're subscribed and have hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. So in my last video I analyzed a screenshot from Wizards Unite, and today I'm basically going to do the same thing, just, with a different screenshot. Today it's about the map view, which I have to say is better than anything I could have imagined. I haven't heard a lot of people react on the map view though, neither saying that they think it's good or bad, so if you have an opinion on it, please let me know in the comments. And otherwise, let's get straight to it. So first I want to talk about a couple of things that we can't really see on the screen here, but that articles are telling us about the map. And that is mainly that it is quite dynamic. Apparently you're supposed to be able to see like broomsticks and owls flying around in the sky on the map, and there's smoke coming from chimneys and things like that, which I think is quite neat. And another fun little detail is that if you're moving fast, your character will actually ride on a broomstick and will not be running unnaturally fast. So that's like, I'm assuming, if you're on a bus or in a car or something. Do not drive and play at the same time. That is a bad idea. Apart from that, I normally do my best not to compare Wizards Unite and Pokemon Go, because that seems kind of unfair to both games to me, because they're not actually all that similar. However, sometimes I do have to make an exception, and in this video I'm going to make a few exceptions, because there are some things in this view that we recognize very well from Pokemon Go. So let's just get to it. In the top right corner we have a little compass, which basically tells you in which direction you're looking, and under that we have a weather icon. Now this icon tells us that the weather is partly cloudy, and in Pokemon Go we also have clear weather, cloudy, rain, snow, fog, and wind. So those are probably the different weathers that we're going to deal with in this game as well. Moving down to the bottom, in the left corner we have a little icon with a generic witch or wizard, and it says level 3 under it, which is probably the level of this character. I'm also guessing that this circle that's around this icon tells you how far you have before you level up. And that's a nice touch. In Pokemon Go you have to actually click this icon in order to see that. What else you see when you click on the icon that's equivalent to this in Pokemon Go is your medals and your friends and some statistics. And that might be what this icon is for in Wizards Unite as well. And this icon is probably also where you access your Ministry ID card. Now this is a fun thing. You're going to be able to use your phone in selfie mode, take a picture of yourself and use that as your avatar. And you're going to be able to put like hats and scarves and like Luna's glasses on that avatar as well. And that creates your Ministry ID card, which is not going to be public as a default, but you can choose to make it public if you want to show off your avatar. And I want to thank this user on Reddit who was the one to clarify that. And then the bottom middle icon is a briefcase, and I'm guessing this is where we're carrying around the items and things like that. For example, this is where you click to see your potions and your potions ingredients and like your rune stones and things like that. In Pokemon Go, this is also where you access settings, so if you want to turn off and on the music or sound effects or things like that. Can't promise that it's going to be the same way, but maybe. And the red little dot on these two icons probably indicate that you have something there that you should be looking at. Something has just happened, or maybe a potion that you've been brewing is ready, or something like that. It's just to get your attention. And then the bottom right corner looks like a calendar with a check mark, which could be where we access the registry maybe, the view that I showed in my previous video, and or it has something to do with encounters or tasks we've got to do or something like that. That's what I've got about that. Moving on to the possibly more interesting parts of this view. We've got a notification in the middle here, which is trying very, very hard to draw attention to itself, so let's give it some attention. It says that more Care of Magical Creatures traces can be found here. Where exactly here is, we're not entirely certain, but I am guessing it is this pole with a flag, because that flag has the Care of Magical Creatures icon on it. Again, this seems to be what they're calling a landmark, where we're more likely to encounter certain types of foundables, in this case, Care of Magical Creatures. We've also got these little houses on poles, which interestingly, if you look up here, don't look like they are exactly the same houses on poles. So I don't know if the difference here is that they are inns and greenhouses, for example, or that we're just seeing them from further away so they look a little bit different. I don't know. There's also this little cone thing here, which I thought originally might be a greenhouse if these other things were inns, but I'm not really sure. In the back here, though, we can see the top of a fortress, which is the place where you could gather other players and go unlock wizarding challenges. They are a bit more rare and also a lot bigger. We've also got a few other things that I'm not really sure what they indicate, like this pin here, for example, which seems to be somewhere that we've clicked, and it has bubbles coming off of it, which could indicate that it has something to do with potions, because as we remember from the video that I showed the other day, we got bubbles on our screen when we used a potion. So could have something to do with that, maybe. We've also got two sort of translucent glowing icons, which seem to have the Care of Magical Creatures icon on them. You can't tell from this picture, but I have seen this same view from a different angle where it certainly does look like that icon, which leads me to believe that this is encounters. If we tap these, we will be led into an encounter where we can find a Foundible. I'm sorry I can't show you that other image that I'm talking about because I didn't save it and I can't find it again, but if anyone has found it and am able to point me in the right direction, I would be very grateful. Now regarding these icons, we're supposed to be able to see before we tap on an icon what kind of encounter that's going to lead us into. In this case, if the Care of Magical Creatures icon is on these, we can see that, okay, we're going to encounter a Care of Magical Creatures Foundible. We're also supposed to be able to see how difficult this encounter is going to be. I don't know exactly how they're going to represent that, but we're supposed to know when we tap on something if it's a difficult or an easy encounter. I'm guessing so that at level 3 we don't click on something that only a level 10 or above can handle. And then of course there's this red dot, which I also don't know what it is. Could be a potions ingredient maybe, because they were supposed to be scattered on the ground around us, so could very well be. Lastly, I want to talk about these sort of shadows on the ground here. You see the circles? These circles, if you look carefully, has the Care of Magical Creatures icon on them. So what I'm guessing is that this landmark, this pole, it affects the entire area where you can see these little circles with the icon in them. So you don't have to stand right by the pole. You can walk around this entire area where you can see these shadows, and that is where you will be more likely to encounter Care of Magical Creatures Foundables. And that was that, except I also want to say that I really, really love the design of this map. There were speculations before we knew anything that the map would be in the form of the Marauders map, which would also have been cool, would also have made sense. But I do love this design because it has colors, and anything with colors makes me happy. So that was it for today. I hope you found this video enlightening. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the storyline of Wizards Unite. We don't know a lot about the storyline for Wizards Unite, but I'm going to outline what we do know and some things that I think we can guess from that. So again, make sure you're subscribed and have hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss that. I will see you next time.